Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. Viewers, seeing the scenes in Kolkata today, we can declare that the battle for Bengal has officially begun. Daggers are out. Mamata Banerjee has claimed false strategy chori by ED at the behest of the BJP because the Enforcement Directorate carried out raids at political consultancy group I-PAC. The Central Investigative Agency was quick to respond, saying that raids had nothing to do with the ruling TMC, but actually a money laundering case linked to coal smuggling. What is IPAC and why is the Chief Minister concerned? IPAC, or the Indian Political Action Committee, does political consultancy for TMC and also looks after the party's media cell. Pratik Jain is the co-founder. Simply put, he's a poll strategist. He's quite influential in state politics, and when the ED action began, Mamata Banerjee stormed Pratik Jain's residence and then the I-PAC office as well. But she wasn't alone. She went with the posse of police officers. She was visibly upset, and when she came out, she carried a green file in her hand. She called this action by ED politically motivated at the behest of quote-unquote nasty and naughty Home Minister Amit Shah. She claimed that the raids were ordered to steal TMC's poll strategy, the candidate list and confidential party documents. Listen in.
Collect all of our party hard disk, the candidate list, the party strategy, the party plan. Is it the duty of the ED and Amit Shah, the nasty Home Minister, the naughty Home Minister who cannot protect the country, and he's taking away all my party documents? जितना भी सीट आपको मिलना चाहिए था, इससे तो अब जीरो में आ जाएगा. Mr. Prime Minister, please control your Home Minister. सबसे बड़ा criminal, money power, muscle power, killer of democracy.
Enforcement Director then came out with a statement. The agency has accused the Chief Minister of obstructing the probe. They've said proceedings were peaceful till the arrival of Mamata Banerjee. She entered the residence of Pratik Jain and took away key evidences, including physical documents as well as electronic devices. She then went to IPAC's office, where she, her aides and cops forcibly removed documents and electronic evidence. The agency has clarified that raids aren't linked to elections, but part of a regular crackdown on money laundering. But it didn't end there. Mamata Banerjee started a dharna, and she's expected to intensify the protest tomorrow. She's planned a march as well. Meanwhile, EDs approached the Calcutta High Court, and sources have told us that even IPAC has moved the High Court, while Pratik Jain's wife is likely to file a police complaint. This has also ignited a political war of words. Listen in.
ये अपराध है. जो फाइल चोरी किया, वो चोरी किया. इस सारे जुर्म में मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी को गिरफ्तार करना चाहिए. हम मांग कर रहे हैं ममता बनर्जी को तुरंत गिरफ्तार करके हिरासत में लेना चाहिए और उस फाइल को उद्धार करना चाहिए.
सवाल ईडी से पूछा जा रहा है और जवाब दे रहा है ईडी का स्पोक्सपर्सन भारतीय जनता पार्टी. ये पूरा देश के सामने, पूरा देश को पता चल चुका है कि जहां पर भी इलेक्शन होता है वहां पर नरेंद्र मोदी और अमित शाह के जाने से पहले उनका ग्राउंड तैयार करने का काम ईडी और सीबीआई करता है.
ये साफ तौर पे दिखाता है कि पश्चिम बंगाल में भारतीय जनता पार्टी एसआईआर, चुनाव आयोग के सहयोग और तमाम हथकंडों के बावजूद भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अपनी हार स्पष्ट नजर आ रही है. इसलिए बौखलाहट में भारतीय जनता पार्टी एजेंसीज का, ईडी का, सीबीआई का खूब उपयोग करेगी और ये सिर्फ भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बौखलाहट को दिखाता है.
Big breaking news coming in. Trinamool Congress has moved a petition before the single judge bench of Justice Shubhra Ghosh alleging overreach by the Enforcement Directorate. The party claims the Central Probe Agency has seized confidential political documents that are unrelated to the coal smuggling case. The matter is scheduled to be heard tomorrow. Let's go across to Rajesh. Rajesh, what exactly has been stated by the TMC in their petition?
TMC has filed a petition before the single bench of Kolkata High Court alleging the proactivity of Central Province Enforcement Directorate. TMC has alleged that the Central Province was proactive during the investigation which was underway in connection with coal smuggling case. And in the petition, TMC has also alleged that some documents of Trinamool Congress's related to political strategy and some documents which are connected with the political, which are confidential, of course, and which are connected with the state ruling party had been stolen by Enforcement Directorate, which was not linked with the alleged coal scam. So that was the allegation of Trinamool Congress, and taking this allegation, TMC has already filed a petition.
All eyes on what the courts will say tomorrow. Of course, Rajesh, we'll continue to track that story with you tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us with that quick update. Let's take it across to our guests now.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Ishkaran Bhandari, Advocate of Supreme Court, is with us. We have Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, joining us. Shubhankar Bhattacharya, political analyst, also with us. Advocate Niladri Bhattacharya, political analyst, also joins us. Shubhankar, let me start with you. We haven't seen a situation, all right, we don't have Shubhankar at the moment. Niladri is with us. Niladri, we haven't seen a situation where a chief minister of any state walks into a place where a raid is taking place and then starts seizing files and documents. What's going on? Because the ED is directly saying that it's the chief minister who's trying to scuttle the probe or interfere in the probe by taking away material evidence. Never heard of such a situation before.
See, first of all, the ED has to reply that why is it acting on behalf of the BJP? It is just acting as the B team of the BJP. This is a case which is 5 years old. All the
on what basis are you saying that?
I'm saying that this is the coal scam.
Is there a coal scam that they're investigating or not?
Yes, the coal scam is 2020 case, and all the accused are out on bail. These cases we all know.
So the ED cannot conduct raids?
I'm coming to that. These cases, they were sleeping for the last 5 years, and whenever the elections come, they just bring out those files, dried and dusted, and they again try to harass the political opponents. It is a fact that Mamata Banerjee went today, but don't read as going as a CM. She went as the head of the party. It is a fact that IPAC does a lot of work for us. And why should the BJP, through the agency, try to have access to the confidential documents of TMC? The poll strategy, the voter list, everything is there. Why would they try like that? They know that they can't fight the TMC politically on the streets. People have rejected them. The SIR is going against them. So now a new thing just before the elections. And moreover, for optics...
Niladri Bhattacharya, please answer one question. Is IPAC a private body or is it a wing of TMC?
The raid which was conducted, IPAC also looks after. It is the TMC's IT
also
cell.
Looks after separate. But as a body that is registered in India, are they subjected to Indian laws or not?
Definitely, everyone is subjected. Like
so why would they be given any preferential treatment?
No, but you cannot raid a political party's IT office like this.
Political party's IT office. So the IPAC, you just said that they're not a part of TMC. Now they're your IT office of TMC suddenly.
TMC's IT cell is being looked after by IPAC. It runs from the premises of Godrej Watershed Complex. And this is the way by BJP trying to have access to
a private organization, you have outsourced it to a private organization. Now, if that private organization has committed certain offences, then obviously your IT will be in peril.
It is an allegation. You conduct a raid on IPAC, but why do you need the TMC's documents? That's the question.
Okay.
You should be asking
Sanju Verma, respond to that. Why do you need the TMC's documents? This is what they have also said in a court of law. Respond to Niladri.
You know, the first thing I want to say is people claiming that today's raid by the Enforcement Directorate at the IPAC office has nothing to do with the coal slam. That is a whole lot of balderdash, and I will establish in 10 seconds why there is a clear link between IPAC and the coal scam and why the Enforcement Directorate did what it needed to do. Don't forget that now there are publicly documented reports of vote theft. वो तो होता ही है, but अभी vote theft के साथ-साथ बंगाल में there is coal theft. Eastern Coalfields Limited has its headquarters in West Bengal. Coal is being stolen from Eastern Coalfields Limited and being supplied to factories in Bardhaman, Bankura and Purulia. Now these factories are owned by whom? These factories are owned by a man called Deepak Agarwal. Who is Deepak Agarwal? He is the MD and CEO and the Karta Dharta of the Shakhambari Ispat and Power Group, which is a steel manufacturer. Now, how does IPAC come into picture? IPAC has been, through Hawala operations, funneling the money of Shakhambari Group, the money that it is making by procuring coal that is being stolen from Eastern Coal Fields Limited. So there is a clear link between Deepak Agarwal, Prateek Jain's I-PAC, TMC, Eastern Coal Fields, and if the Enforcement Directorate raided the I-PAC office, why is Mamata Banerjee so rattled?
Okay, Shubhankar Bhattacharya, respond to that. Why is Mamata Banerjee so rattled? What does she have to hide? Because at the end of the day, if she's walked out with files, it will raise the question that she's trying to bury some kind of evidence. And that's all on camera.
Well, Madhav, why is Mamata Banerjee rattled? That is that question should come at a very later stage. The very first question over here is, why is Sanju Verma so rattled? And I'll ask her two questions. You are coming to the current case, there are far more pending cases behind. So Sanju Verma, since she has all the data and documents of all the criminal charges that's pending on TMC, please recall something about Sharada scam. What happened to it?
Shubhankar, that logic does not make any sense. Every accused in any case across the country will come out and say, why are you probing me? Probe somebody else. What kind of logic is this?
Madhav, why Shubhankar is telling
Why are you afraid to reopen
I mean, Mamata Banerjee is not an accused and TMC is not accused. Why does TMC have a problem?
There is no charge sheet.
Madhav, this is 2000. This case is from 2021 coal scam. The Sharada scam is far more older. To close it first, that is pending since a long period of time.
So there are old cases pending, so new cases cannot be probed. Come on, Shubhankar. That is no logic.
The interesting thing is,
please,
you open a case, you don't shut down any. You registered a case, you put your Arvind Kejriwal behind bars. What did you get? What happened?
I want to answer.
Where is he?
Shubhankar, let me ask you a simple question. Now, all parties have approached the High Court. If the High Court gives an adverse order, will you return those files that Mamata Banerjee has taken, along with the police officials?
Doesn't the same thing apply to the Sharada scam as well? What happened to it?
Did Mamata take away the files in Sharada scam?
Why isn't the old scam closed?
Did Mamata take away the files in the Sharada scam?
Where are the people accused? Why doesn't Sanju Verma name the people accused in Sharada scam? And where are those people?
Okay, Sanju Verma, respond. Where are the people in the Sharada scam?
Let me just say this very clearly. It is not the Enforcement Directorate which is on trial. It is Mamata Banerjee who refuses to wake up and smell the coffee. She is the same Mamata Banerjee who, after Partha Chatterjee, who was the education minister a few years back, was arrested in the SSC recruitment scam. She said, no, Partha Chatterjee to doodh ke dhule hue hai. When Anubrata Mandal, Mamata's close confidant, was arrested in the cattle smuggling scam, she said, Anubrata Mandal to Raja Harishchandra ka chautha avatar hai. Abhishek Banerjee, her nephew, went knocking on the doors of the Supreme Court saying he has nothing to do with the teacher recruitment scam. The Supreme Court actually fined him for wasting the court's time and, refused to quash the ongoing proceedings against him. My limited point is this. The Narada scam, the Sharada scam, the teacher recruitment scam, the coal scam, they are all being investigated. And if Partha Chatterjee is out on bail, it is not because he is innocent. He is simply out on bail because the case is still in trial. There is nothing to suggest that Mamata Banerjee and her acolytes are, holier than thou. And my final point, Madhav, is this. Have you ever seen a sitting chief minister go to an investigation site, decamp with the evidence? And I demand through your show that Mamata Banerjee under section 238 and 241 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita should be arrested for destroying electronic evidence and obstructing a public official from doing his duty.
Can we know that why is the BJP spokesperson defending the ED?
I am defending institutions of this country which are being undermined by goons of the TMC.
Niladri Bhattacharya, what Mamata Banerjee has done, interfering in an active investigation, is unprecedented by all means anywhere in the country. A sitting chief minister going to a raid spot and then intervening is something that is quite brazen. And that's how it's being seen across the country, whether you like it or not. Tehseen Poonawala, now the big question is the Congress party going to come out in support of Mamata Banerjee? This kind of behavior is unprecedented. We haven't seen this happen anywhere. I mean, if sitting chief ministers, central ministers who have start intervening in all sorts of investigations, are we going to see them? It's a fact that even Rahul has participated, Priyanka has participated, Sonia Gandhi has participated, Priyanka Vadra has participated as far as investigations are concerned. Are we going to see political leaders throw their weight around?
Good evening, Madhav. Thank you for having me on the show. There may be one or two individual leaders who may have said something else, but I firmly believe, that what Madam Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee did, more power to her. We need more chief ministers to be tougher against this organization, and I will articulate my position. And that is why all across the country we are hearing us saying, "Jab Bhajpa chunav harte hai, ED ko aage karke." And I've said many times on your show, ED should be renamed BD, Bajrang Dal, an arm of the BJP. Now allow me to articulate why am I taking such an extreme position. There are 193 cases filed by the ED against political leaders, political persons since the 2014. 98% of these is against the opposition. And that's how they've got the opposition. And the conviction in this is 2, less than 1%. Now, the second part, you may say the UPA misused ED. UPA filed 26 cases, 50-50, 51-49, UPA NDA. Now, the second part about this. The total conviction rate of the ED is less than 0.3%. Now, the ED goes on saying our conviction rate is 95-96%. That's what I'm just going to say. But most of those cases in which the conviction happened is prior to 2014. In a total of 6,000 odd cases of PMLA, only about 100 odd have reached charge sheet level, and 3,000 have been withdrawn by the ED. What is this? The process becomes the punishment. As you saw in the case of Arvind Kejriwal. Till today, we are waiting for the list of the money trail. But because in ED, the presumption is you're guilty until proven innocent, you are harassed. And those who succumb to the BJP...
Tehsir, I'm not going to... You can put that question across to Ishkaran, I have no problem.
Yes.
But answer my question first. What is the precedent that the Chief Minister, who's supposed to be a role model for the rest of the state, the person who's supposed to uphold the law and order of the state, the person who's, if there is rule of law, she has legal measures, legal avenues to take action against the enforcement directorate. She can approach the court. Are you going to expect hooliganism now from our elected leaders? You're going to justify that on national television?
That's a very fair point to raise. So, do I expect hooliganism from those who have taken the promise to defend my constitution? Bureaucrats who are paid by us, we the taxpayer, to follow political party diktats and not follow the law. In a 2020 case, you raid this thing and you take a fine. Now, what was this file? This file had strategies, names, etc. of the candidates. Why is the ED interested in that? In a 2020 case, just before West Bengal elections, you've gone to Mr. Jain's house to raid him.
I want Ishkaran to respond to that. 2 points, Ishkaran. 1 minute, Sanju Verma. Ishkaran hasn't come in yet. Ishkaran, respond to that. Why is the ED interested in names and details of a political party, as Mamata Banerjee is alleging? And 2, Tehseen says that it's because the ED has overstepped its brief. It's being used as a political tool. 98% of the cases and low conviction rates against opposition leaders only, unlike what was happening earlier. 2 points. Please respond to those 2 questions, Ishkaran.
I am very surprised because usually Tehseen believes in following the law. So if tomorrow some individual believes that the investigation done by local police or CBI or ED is unfair, he is allowed to interfere in it, or he is allowed to beat up the investigating officer, or he is allowed to destroy the evidence, or he is allowed to take it away. Is that the new nation we live in? Or if you believe that investigation is wrong, you could believe it, then you go to the court and get a stay on the summons, or if a raid is wrongly carried out, you go to the court and take appropriate remedy. Otherwise, if every individual is allowed to decide this, where would we be? Complete breakdown of law and order. So let's come to the fundamental questions in the case. The question is not whether Mamata Banerjee is a popular leader. She's a 3-time CM. She obviously is a popular leader. Whether she is popular now or not, with the people of West Bengal, will decide in the next elections. But the reality is, can any individual go to an ongoing raid and do this? Then the question comes on the investigative agency. How did they allow it to happen? They know their powers. If any individual is trying to obstruct investigation, take away documents, trying to intimidate the officers or intimidate any witness or anybody involved in the investigation, they know their powers. They register an FIR and they take action as per law. But nothing has happened in this case. So that is the question. The real question it should be asked to the investigative agencies, not the question of why they are carrying out a process of law. The second aspect is the social political aspect. Obviously, if you do not take action on it, people like Tehseen and there are other people who will feel very happy. We see how enough people cheer when you take a strong action on investigative agencies. But that results in a breakdown of rule of law. Nobody, least of all a minister, bureaucrat, chief minister, should interfere in investigation in this manner. And if done, then appropriate action should be taken.
Right. And there is Tehseen, the same point that you are making. We saw a few years ago, the Kerala government, what did they do? They filed an FIR against the enforcement directorate. That is a legal measure. Nobody went and physically started bullying the enforcement directorate officials when they were carrying out a raid. Because what Mamata Banerjee has done today will set a very wrong precedent, whoever is in power at the center, whether it's BJP, whether it's the Congress, whoever else.
So on a non-legal point, these officers should remember that their loyalty is to the constitution, not to people. Sometimes will change. But I think on a larger constitutional point, legal point that Ishkaran made, if a case of a coal scam has happened in 2020 and the investigation is gone, you are going in 2026 in the I-PAC when you know it's handling TMC. Are you really that naive? Now, secondly, the fact is, once this file is taken, I agree with Ishkaran. They could have gone to court, asked the court to return the file. But by then, copies would have been made. The strategy of the TMC would have been all over. BJP would know which candidate is rebelling, which candidate may not get a ticket, who's the first candidate. They will do it. This is, please, once again, elections must be free and fair. It is not for election. If now this raid would have happened, say, after the Bengal elections, it's a 2020 case, what would have gone wrong? You only want to do it to intimidate the TMC. Let's make it. Now, I wanted to make one point earlier, which will corroborate my point. During the UP elections, they raided the wrong family. The family which had money, which was supposed to be close to the BJP, instead of raiding the same families which was close to the SP. What happened to that family? Has it gone to jail? Was
money found or not?
Please come in.
Was money found or not?
Exactly. But because it was allegedly BJP's money,
Madhav,
what happened to that?
Madhav, I need to answer this.
Okay, answer. Ishkaran, respond to that.
Yes. Madhav, one simple point. Let's say everything Tehseen says is correct, that the ED should not have done the raid. It's an old case, though very often new evidence comes in old cases and you do a raid. But everything agreed. Does that mean an individual can interfere in a raid without a court order? Is that the new law of this country? That because I believe, and I believe these are the reasons, so without going to court, I will go to a place where a raid is taking place and go away with the documents. Is that the new law of this country? Then every individual can believe this, that ED or CBI or police is wrong for XYZ reason and then go take action themselves.
Tomorrow, if you don't believe in that, you start approaching the courts of law and you start even, disbelieving the court judgments. There's no end to this. And let me bring in Advocate Niladri Bhattacharya on another related point. Advocate Niladri Bhattacharya, today Mamata Banerjee has targeted Home Minister Amit Shah. She says he's nasty, so on and so forth, killing democracy, etc.
Naughty.
May I ask you, why exactly is she targeting Amit Shah?
Because everything has been done by the behest of Amit Shah.
How do you know?
Although some few days he had visited. Whenever he visits, a raid comes in Bengal.
Whenever he visits, a raid comes.
People of Bengal are very well aware of it. He will come just before the election, and then one or two raids will happen.
How many raids have happened before? Please tell us.
It happened. We have lost count of it, Madhav.
Oh, we have lost count.
People have understood. Because I'll tell you why. The first case started in 2014 when the BJP came to power. From there are 8 important cases in Bengal.
Sir, which ministry does Enforcement Directorate respond to?
It is the Ministry of Finance.
So yes, and he is the Home Minister of the country. So what is the connection?
The Home Minister controls. We all know it.
The Home Minister controls the Ministry of Finance.
It is an unspoken truth.
It is an unspoken truth. Okay. The Home Minister controls the Ministry of Finance. New revelations coming out. Sanju Verma, respond.
Thank you. Madhav, at least I'm happy to know that Niladri knows that the Enforcement Directorate comes under the Department of Revenue, the Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and not under Amit Shah or the Home Ministry. Thank you for having that basic general knowledge. But the moot point is this. I'm appalled at Tehseen for taking pot shots at the ED, calling them, the Bajrang Dal arm of the BJP. It is not ED but BD. I want to tell people, has Arvind Kejriwal got a clean chit from the court? No. Manish Sisodia, has he got a clean chit? No. Has Sonia Gandhi got a clean chit in the National Herald scam? No. Has Rahul Gandhi got a clean chit in the National Herald scam? No. Has former Congressy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel, got a clean chit in the betting app scam? No. Has Ashok Gehlot's son, Vaibhav Gehlot, got a clean chit in the recruitment scam? No. Has the current DGP of West Bengal, a close confidant of Mamata Banerjee, Rajiv Kumar, got a clean chit in the Narada and Sarada scams? No. Yes, justice system needs to, perhaps be faster and quicker. But that said, don't try and sit here and undermine the credibility of our institutions and say, oh, because ED ka conviction rate, 97% or 98% nahi hai, so ED should drop all the investigation. What kind of a bizarre logic is that? And tell me one thing, Madhav. From 2002 till June 2022, there was a man called Narendra Modi who was vilified, lampooned by every Darbari ecosystem member. Not once did he say that he does not believe in the judicial process of the country. Finally, after 20 long years, Prime Minister Modi got a clean chit in the Godhra riot case.
I have a very limited time, so I want to bring in one other aspect of this. And I want to bring in Shubhankar on it. Tehseen, just a second. Shubhankar, in Sandesh Khali, what happened over there when associates of TMC leader Shah not only obstructed ED officers but also assaulted them is very well known. It's out in the public domain. NIA team was stopped from reaching Bhupati Nagar police station. One official was injured when the team was probing the bomb blast case in 2022. In 2019, Mamata Banerjee locked horns with Centre over CBI questioning Kolkata Police Chief Rajiv Kumar on 2 Ponzi schemes. The big question is that can confrontation be the only and deliberate strategy? Surely there are better ways, legal ways for a chief minister to tackle issues. It may be the case that central government is doing something wrong. But are you just going to go ahead with this kind of confrontation at every occasion? Because there's more than one occasion that we've very clearly seen.
See, the elections are ahead, right? And me as a political analyst, I'm no one to actually, issue a judgment who is right, who is wrong. We can only say that if a political gimmick is being played, that will be reverted with a political gimmick only. Even when the BJP was in power, that was the Sanju Verma said a lot of things, she named each and every name she had from the opposition side who are being investigated. But let me tell you how the law works. Yogi Adityanath cleared himself of most of the cases. And he himself cleared himself of most of the cases. Now, this is the biggest fun of law what happened, actually.
Which such case?
Just go through it.
Which
I
case
asked the viewers times now to go through it.
No,
now,
please tell us. Don't make allegations without backing it up.
Just a moment, madam.
No, please, sir, whatever you say, please back it up.
Do you interrupt Sanju Verma?
No, why should I? You're making the claim. I'm not making the claim.
Did you interrupt him even at one time?
No, I'm asking you to back up your claim. You have to take counter questions. I'm sorry, it's not a freewheeling monologue for anybody. If you're saying something that is in dispute, please justify it. If you've not done your research, don't put it on us.
I'm asking your viewers. I might be considered liar. Check it through the Google. If the Google is lying, do it.
All right. Please, right? I think it's better if everybody does their Google searches before coming on the show rather than asking viewers to come on the show, watch the show, listen to you and then ask them to do a Google search. Let's leave it there. Sanju Verma, Ishkaran Bhandari, Tehseen Poonawala, Shubhankar Bhattacharya, Advocate Niladri Bhattacharya. We'll have to leave it there. In fact, Tehseen joins us for debate number 2.